Guided Mercy, we are talking about prayer and suffering. Today I have for you entry 1767. This is a very heavy entry for me, especially because what I mentioned last week, right? What we talked about. I don't like suffering. I mean, who likes suffering? I mean, if I see people raising their hands, I'll be like, what is wrong with you? You like suffering? But anyways, let's read the entry and see what Jesus is telling Faustina about how to be saturated with prayer when we are in the middle of suffering, which just saying it sounds impossible to me. So 1767, my daughter, I want to instruct you on how you are to rescue souls through sacrifice and prayer. So right here, I want you to think, whose soul would you love to rescue? Maybe a good friend that you know is going down the wrong path. Maybe your own son or daughter, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, a dear friend. Whose soul would you love to rescue and be able to bring it back to the feet of the Lord? Then this will make sense, because that's what Jesus is telling Faustina. You know, I want you to rescue souls through sacrifice and prayer, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. You will save more souls through prayer and suffering than will a missionary through his teachings and sermons alone. I want to see you as a sacrifice of living love, which only then carries weight before me. Then I will find in you a pleasing sacrifice, a holocaust full of sweetness and frequency. And great will be your power for whomever you intercede. Outwardly, your sacrifice must look like this. Listen up, take notes. Silent, hidden, permeated with love and prayer. I demand, my daughter, that your sacrifice be pure and full of humility, that I may find pleasure in it. I will not spare my grace that you may be able to fulfill what I demand of you. I find so many, I don't want to say red flags, but flags in here. So this is how our sacrifice ought to be in order for it to save souls when united to the suffering of Jesus, which is redemptive. It becomes redemptive when it's like mixed in with the suffering of Jesus. We talked about this last Saturday, so if you didn't see it, go back to the video. But then Jesus really gives us a couple of points. I want to put two together. This is how your sacrifice will become potent and save souls. It should be hidden and quiet. I think that's doable. And I would say, don't go around parading that you're suffering, telling everybody that you're suffering, not for the sake of your suffering or the sake of saving souls, but for the sake of getting pity. You know, getting, oh, poor little person. Oh, she suffers so much in her soul. She's trying to save souls. You know, oh, she's so wonderful. I'm sure she'll be a saint. I mean, I think it's very obvious and it makes sense not to look for human recognition, but to know what we carry and talk about it to Jesus, the one who matters, the one who can do something with it, right? So Jesus says hidden and quiet. I want to put those two together in the same category. Then number 2 and number 3. I kind of have trouble with this personally. I struggle with it. And I wonder if you struggle with it too. Leave me something in the comments. Saturated with love. If I don't like to suffer, how in the world am I going to suffer with love? That's my question. Does that mean I have to love to suffer or still love people in the middle of my suffering? Or love Jesus for allowing this to happen because at the end I know He's good? What does Jesus mean? My suffering has to be saturated with love. Number 3, saturated in prayer. Listen, on good days, I pray okay. on bad days, I have a hard time praying. When I'm in the middle of the storm, I don't know about you. Like my mom, when she's in trouble, when she is in the middle of something, or she's so worried about her children or something that is happening in our family, this woman prays. She's a prayer warrior. I am not like that. I might stop here and there when there's nobody around and say a quick 1-minute prayer with all my heart and cry and know that Jesus is listening. But I have those little chit-chat moments with him throughout the day. But it's hard for me to wake up early and do my readings and do my rosary and do my reflection and do all of those things and have, a very rich prayer life, even in good days. On bad days, forget it. It's hard for me. It's really hard for me to be prayerful when I'm more broken than usual in the inside. I'll tell you my secret. I drag myself to Mass. On my very, very bad days, I make sure I come to Mass. And all I say is, Jesus, I don't want to be here. I don't want to eat you. I don't want to hear anything about you, because I can't control how I feel, but I know in the core of me that I want you, that I need you. So can you come and fix things up for me? I can't do it right now. That's usually my prayer. So how can Jesus ask me to saturate my pain and my suffering in prayer? How do you do it, right? So this episode is about throwing questions at you. You want answers? Come next Saturday. How do you saturate your suffering? How do you wrap it as a present with love and prayer? I'll leave you to meditate on this, and I will see you here next Saturday. Take care.